Journaling/publishing. I am transforming the raw, emotional, and multidimensional pages of my handwritten journal diary hybrids originally created as therapeutic outlets to process the lived experience of being a Black autistic man navigating the overlapping complexities of trauma, neurodivergence, spirituality, racial injustice, alienation, and creative identity across both Nigerian and American cultural landscapes into a bold, genre-defying, and spiritually expansive multimedia universe that blends memoir, speculative fiction, mythic fantasy, philosophical inquiry, devotional reflection, psychological healing, cultural commentary, self-help, and visionary storytelling. It functions both sacred testimony and creative rebellion and shaped by inner chaos, catharsis, and nonlinear dream logic channeled through metaphorical avatars and archetypal narratives that explore diasporic identity, moral dilemmas, ancestral truth, metaphysical rebirth, and the full spectrum of human emotion, grief, love, rage, joy across allegorical worlds of martial arts, warfare, symbolic pregnancy, interracial love, cosmic conflict, and divine transformation by infused with heavy themes such as autism, depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, self-harm, intrusive thoughts, paranoid delusions, spiritual visions, and radical imagination by reframing my journals as healing sanctuaries and narrative blueprints. I draw from a wide range of global mythologies and spiritual traditions: Yoruba, Egyptian, Greek, Aztec, Hindu, Japanese, Chinese, Christian, and Islamic, while symbolically invoking spirit animals such as lions, falcons, wolves, orcas, gorillas, sharks, tigers, and hawks to represent inner strength, protection, wisdom, and rebirth. It inspired by legendary revolutionaries and historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Nelson Mandela, Shakespeare, Charles Darwin, and Barack Obama, and intellectually rooted in frameworks like Afrocentrism, Pan-Africanism, mysticism, liberalism, technocracy, posthumanism, militarism, transhumanism, and theocracy. I reimagine storytelling as an act of emotional survival, cultural restoration, and spiritual awakening for marginalized, neurodivergent people and visionary creatives, with the evolving project structured as a multifaceted narrative system told through hybrid literary forms: journal entries, free writes, dream logs, narrative scenes, poems, emotional maps, inner dialogues, and philosophical asides organized thematically and inspired by lifelong fascinations with comic books, anime, video games, martial arts, military history, science and technology, mythology, religion, childbirth, speculative futures, and interfaith spirituality, all processed through the lens of neurodivergence and spiritual inquiry to build emotionally resonant story worlds that serve as vessels of remembrance, resistance, and radical transformation. It will take form of a hybrid novel, graphic novel, or animated television series. It is developed through a disciplined 6-phase workflow, digitizing analog entries, mapping modular narratives using emotional archetypes, drafting manuscripts fictionalizing real individuals into symbolic characters, and blending realism with myth through nonlinear timelines, genre braiding, and symbolic dream logic, supported by a projected $150,000 publishing budget for editors, artists, designers, and sensitivity readers, with distribution through self-publishing platforms. Expanded via crowdfunding and translated into multiple languages such as Yoruba, Japanese, Chinese, and Spanish to reach global audiences across the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Nigeria, South Africa, Japan, Korea, and China, with marketing strategies such as TikTok excerpts, YouTube essays, podcast interviews, Discord communities, fan art contests, school programs, and live literary events in cities like Lagos, Johannesburg, New York, Toronto, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Hong Kong, and Tokyo. My work lives in artistic conversation with visionary creators while standing as a truth-driven act of reclamation that transforms inner fragmentation into collective connection, and creating fictional original characters or self-inserts based on real-life aspects of myself, friends, and family for comic books, video games, movies, anime, or multimedia storytelling by pulling inspiration from my lived experiences, especially my upbringing between Nigeria and the United States, my struggles and strengths as an autistic person, and the emotional terrain of dreams, delusions, traumas, aspirations, alternate realities, and moments of personal transformation by reinterpreting these elements through a fictional lens that blends autobiography and realism with fantasy, science fiction, and philosophical fiction, keeping the universe emotionally coherent and character-driven to avoid overcomplication or excessive exposition, and organizing everything into a professional development pipeline including show bibles, pitch decks, character arcs, visual references, and summaries by using platforms to present to publishers, collaborators, or studios, while networking through social media, online forums, and industry events to find editors, writers, and illustrators, and securing funding through crowdfunding, angel investors, venture capital, and strategic partnerships to support full-scale production, marketing, and merchandising, all in service of transforming journal fragments into emotionally rich, genre-bending, semi-fictionalized memoirs and mythic narratives that turn personal truth into powerful visual storytelling for a broader audience. My own multimedia production studios. One day, I am planning global multimedia production studios to form partnerships with Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood, and other cinematic powerhouses from South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, China, Japan, Korea, Brazil, and Mexico to produce culturally diverse live-action and animated projects and music videos that bring together actors, athletes, and musicians from across continents and fuse musical styles such as hip-hop, Afrobeats, R&B, pop, EDM, reggaeton, Afrobeats, K-pop, and Latin pop into ambitious multicultural narratives. I am planning a franchise roadmap of an interconnected, anime-influenced shared universe for animated projects for diverse viewers of the ages of 14 to 30 with standalone animated and live-action projects to showcase range and cinematic depth with the help of animation studios from Japan, Canada, France, and the USA and a team of engaging diverse writers, authentic casting, and cultural consultants from concept through production by making cultural elements integral to story and character. The potential budgets range from $900,000 to $7 million per 12-episode season, funded through crowdfunding, private investment, cultural grants, and studio partnerships with rewards like exclusive art, OSTs, and prequel manga. The marketing strategy will be introducing early world-building reveals, character spotlights, music videos, behind-the-scenes features, influencer collaborations, and convention and festival appearances, with multilingual campaigns and diaspora-focused events. We will expand beyond my multimedia franchise. We will produce music videos as narrative-driven cinematic shorts linked to the larger franchise, while standalone spin-offs range from military sci-fi epics and martial arts fantasies based in world mythology and folklore. We will meet difficult challenges such as language barriers, IP complexities, and time zone logistics are countered with strategies including cultural consultants, hybrid multinational creative teams, co-production treaties, shared ownership models, multilingual collaboration tools, project management platforms by proving that authentic cultural representation fused with universal themes resonates worldwide. It stands on three pillars redefining global pop culture with a new aesthetic blending African, Asian, and Latin influences by breaking down industry barriers so actors, athletes, and musicians work interchangeably across mediums and empowering artists with ownership, training exchanges, and independent funding into the foundation for the next era of global entertainment. Music video projects. I will do music video production projects, create a vibrant, transcontinental sonic fusion by collaborating with diverse artists across multiple unique genres worldwide with famous musical stars, fresh new talents like Wizkid, Tyga, Yemi Alade, Tobe Nwigwe, Sarkodie, Doja Cat, Tyla Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage, Tems, Aerostar, Bad Bunny, Santa Fe Clan, Karol G, SZA, Kid Ink, Chris Brown, Janelle Monáe, Khalid, Ty Dolla $ign, David Guetta, Juicy J, Utada Hikaru, Koichi, Oich, Joji, Krypton Conan, Stormzy, Pitbull, Tinashe, Little Sims, Dave and J Hus, Benny Benassi, Marshmello, Jax Jones, Jonas Blue, Kaytranada, Peggy Gou, Black Coffee, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, and Imagine Dragons. In my teenage young adult years in Nigeria, I listened various genres of music and watched music videos such as R&B, rap, hip-hop, and pop from the US and UK, metal and pop rock, Afrobeats, reggaeton, Asian pop and hip-hop, EDM and house music, and changed my creative perspective in life by understanding the cultural and artistic background of the songs and artists. These projects embrace both animated and live-action music videos, often tied to character arcs, world-building, or promotional campaigns, blending cultural aesthetics, anime influences, dance, and global fashion trends with rich storytelling to craft visually stunning and sonically immersive productions that celebrate global diversity and creativity. It explores the frontier of global genre mashups through compelling visual narratives, with the suggestion to begin by producing short anime or animated music videos connected to existing series by merging music, culture, and animation in a fusion of art forms. Collaborations/partnerships with multimedia companies. I will plan future multimedia partnerships with major studios and entertainment giants such as Disney, Viacom/Nickelodeon, Sony, Netflix, Tyler Perry Studios, Warner Brothers/Cartoon Network, Sega, Capcom, Nintendo, Marvel Comics, and DC Comics for crossovers and collaborations to create original, culturally diverse, and independent projects with global reach that fuse storytelling traditions across continents. These partnerships would support the creativity and diversity of my company. Disney/Marvel platform diverse characters and animated projects. Paramount/Nickelodeon youth-focused biopic series and action comedy animated projects. Sony and Netflix extensive anime distribution and global streaming capabilities. Tyler Perry Studios Black live-action/animated dramas and comedies with sci-fi and fantasy elements. Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network, adult-oriented anime and DC-related projects. Sega, Capcom, Bandai Namco, and SNK development of game tie-ins, martial arts esports tournaments and fighting games, animated adaptations inspired by science fiction, fantasy, martial arts, history, and mythology. Collaborations with Marvel and DC Comics. It will help explore crossover comics and animated specials centered on mythological and Afrofuturist stories with multicultural original characters exclusive for those projects. This vision will in pioneering partnership bridging Hollywood, Nollywood, and Bollywood to foster creative, culturally rich co-productions with worldwide appeal to build credibility and momentum to establish a studio and brand through platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, pop culture conventions, and indie animation festivals, strategically leveraging webcomics, music collaborations, and animated shorts as entry points to pitch a broader shared universe with genre-defying visuals, diverse international voice casts, and strong crossover potential bridging animation, comics, and live action to major players like Netflix, Crunchyroll, Sony Music, Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Capcom, Sega, Nintendo, Marvel, and DC Comics. This ambitious vision aims to rival the IP synergy of Marvel and DC by centering on culturally rich storytelling and expansive multimedia integration.